Dear Toronto Maple Leafs coaster, you represent both of my brother's favorite team and my second favorite team after the Detroit Red Wings. Like, I'm a Patriot, so I like to say that Toronto's my team, but Detroit's really my team, and then Toronto, so sorry, Canada. But yeah, I really hope in the East Toronto takes it. I think that'd be awesome. Go down, Boston. Anyways, happy Wednesday weigh-in, number 11, I think. Down 3 more pounds this week. I'm racing through it because I promised everybody something. So, I think it's been a week since I put up a vlog. That's crazy. I'm really sorry it's been so long. I've been recovering. I spent a lot of time in bed. I went through a lot of bad pain days. Today is actually a better pain day. And I got through the weekend, which was really bad pain. But I got through the weekend because my wonderful, beautiful girlfriend came down and spent some time with me and kind of helped me get nursed back to health. But I'm feeling better. It's been almost 2 weeks since the surgery. It's still really painful, especially when I first get up in the morning, but one day at a time, and recovery seems to be happening okay, so one day at a time. Now, I promised everybody in the last video that I was going to talk about why I was in the back of a police cruiser and what that story was. Now, in going over that story and realizing that I have a lot to say in every vlog, I don't want to make a 10-15 minute vlog, so I'm going to tell the story in 2 parts, and at some point during this story I will decide to be continued, and then tomorrow, the next day, whatever the next vlog is, I will do part 2 of that story. So, why Jimmy was in the back of a police cruiser, part 1. So, my best friend and myself, his name was Chris, we were driving back from a shoot, from a production. We were working on an independent feature, and it was like my 3rd time ever being on an independent feature, and you know, it was really exciting. We were in his cargo van, and in the back was all this gear, lighting equipment, dollies, camera equipment, and lenses, and all that other stuff. And we were driving from one location to another, and it was the end of the night, so we were dropping the equipment off. It was about 1 in the morning, late April, pouring rain, really windy, and we're driving home. Now, we were just passing, like we were on the highway for a few minutes, we were just passing this on-ramp from the city, and this guy came out in a little black, like, Camaro, and started swerving around cars, flying. He's doing about 140 kilometers an hour. I'm not sure what that is in miles. Leave it in the comments if you do know. But he's flying, swerving in and out of traffic, just absolutely flying down the road. Just as a comparison, people don't want to figure it out. We're doing about 100 to 110, maybe 120 in the pouring rain. Like it's absolutely gushing down, so the windshield wipers are going as fast as they can because we can barely see. And he's flying in and out of traffic. Now, he goes around us, loses control of the car, and starts spinning out towards the wall. And he's, like I said, flying, so there's no way he's going to stop. Chris slams on the brakes, and he misses us by about 1.5 inches. We were 1.5 inches from getting plowed by this car. We're in a cargo van, so it probably wouldn't have been that bad, but still, we have no idea what that would have been like with traffic behind us and everything else. But he slams into the wall of the highway, because there's a big brick wall, because there's a hill. He slams into the brick wall and totals the front of the car. Sparks fly, parts fly, and as far as we know, that guy just died. We pulled to the side immediately, and not one other car stopped. Cars went around the wreckage, kept going, but this guy is in a car, like, and we can't see anything. We pulled to the side of the road, and Chris is panicking, and, you know, and he's a really, really smart guy, and I don't think he watches the vlogs, but if he does, shout out to you, buddy. Love you to death. He was doing his best to try and keep a cool head, and I don't know where I got it from. I don't know where it came from, but I assessed the situation and said, Chris, call 911. I need to go over there. And I ran to this car. Now, he was yelling to get away from there. There was smoke rising. There were sparks flying. And not sparks flying, but there were sparks coming out of the engine because the engine was still running. But because of how the car hit, it hit head on. So the whole front crumpled, and the engine was basically ground against, like, the inside of the car. So we have no idea what's going on. Can't see inside the car because of the smoke. So I run up to the car, and I start banging on the window. Now, when he passed by, we couldn't see because of the rain, but I could tell there was only one occupant in the car, and he was the driver, obviously. So I went to the passenger side and started pounding on the window. Now, on any other given shoot, we've worked with cars before that we got to smash up. I've smashed car windows before, legally, for videos. And I'll tell you, I've never had trouble smashing it. But I started punching this thing till my knuckles were bleeding. And I couldn't break that glass. And I don't know what happened to stop that because I'm a big guy. And on top of that, I'm a pretty strong guy. So the fact that I couldn't break that window is saying something. But anyways, I smashed this window, or I'm smashing the window and it's not breaking, and I can't figure it out. And I'm running around the other side of the car, and you can hear the car is shaking like crazy because the engine, it's making this awful noise. It's really loud. And I ran around back to the driver's side door. Now, by this time, Chris has already called 911, and he's shouting over to me, like, get away from the car, because I don't even know what he saw. To this day, I actually have no idea what he was seeing, if he was seeing the smoke from the front, or sparks, or flame. I don't think there was flame. But whatever he was saying, he was worried that I was going to get killed, so he was shouting at me to get away from there. Just going to check the time. So what I ended up doing is I ended up grabbing the top of the car door, because where I saw it hit, the car door jutted out. So I grabbed onto that, and with all my strength started, just like lifted my legs and let myself pull it down. The window shattered against me. I got a whole bunch of glass in my hands. My hands started to bleed, and I got the car door open. I reached in, opened the door, opened it up, and saw that the guy who was driving was passed out, was unconscious, and he was laying on the passenger side. Like he had no seatbelt on. The whole car reeked of booze. He's in the passenger seat, passed out, unconscious or dead. I had no idea. I didn't see breathing. But he's laying over the other side of the door. Had I smashed that window, his face would have been showered in glass. So something, I don't know what you want to believe in, but something, maybe God, stopped it from shattering. Because I'm a strong guy and that window wouldn't break. And that was crazy. So, saved this guy's life. By the window not breaking. Well, I'm not sure, he just would have been cut up. But I reached in, I turned off the car, I opened all the doors up to let the smoke out, and then I held the guy down because he was trying to get up because he woke up, and said, like, you can't move, you've been in a serious car accident, do you know where you are? Started asking him the general questions you would ask somebody. But the whole time, my hands had a whole bunch of glass. We later found out there were 7 pieces of glass in each hand that had to be removed. And yeah. So when the paramedics arrived, they told me that I'd saved this guy's life. But I'm going to tell the second half of this story because the story gets, now it's, the police cruiser comes next. But I'm going to pause here. This is our to be continued because this vlog's already long enough. But I'm going to try and put up a vlog as soon as possible to tell the rest of that story and what happened next. Because I'm going to leave it there. I woke the guy up. He was alive. And yeah, and then we went through a lot. That was only half the night. So, yeah. It got to the point, and I don't want to tease you too much, but it got to the point where it actually made me, who I've got a hero complex, I've always got to help people, actually started doubting if I saw somebody in a car accident, how I would help because of what happened. You got to hear it. Anyways, I'm not gonna say anymore. I'll put up the next vlog as soon as I can. I hope that you're enjoying this half of the full story. And like I said, I'll tell you the second half next time. Clap your thumbs if you believe. All kinds of extra love to you. And I'll see you for part 2. Jimmy Smash.